Hi ladies and gentlemen, Morino Regenberg here. It's video time again. In this video I am going to cover a spirit called Amaymon or Maymon. In short, this spirit is the most well known in the Goetia, okay, as he is listed as one of the chief spirits, one of the four chief spirits that rules over a good deal of subservient spirits mentioned in the Goetia. So let's get started. I had something presented, just so I could go through all. I had information that I looked up, printed out, just so that I could elaborate on said information and I could point out which is right and which is wrong, based on my own research and everything. And I spoke to Amaymon yesterday, last night specifically, when I held ritual for him, and confirmed all the information given on him by me in terms of whether it's correct, which it is. So yeah, let's get started. In any case, let's start off by just a general Wikipedia entry. Wikipedia says, in demonology, Amaymon, also Amaymon spelled differently, or Amaymon, is a prince of hell, and according to some grimoires, the only one who has power over Asmodai. A curious characteristic of this spirit is shown during the evocation of Asmodai to visible appearance, when the exorcist must stand upright with his cap or headdress removed in a show of respect, for if he does not, it is Amaymon who will deceive him and do all his work. Amaymon is said to have a deadly poisonous breath. The Lesser Key of Solomon states that the exorcist or conjurer must be in possession of a silver ring duly consecrated and worn on the middle finger as a form of protection against this poisonous astral breath. According to the Pseudo-Monarchia Daemonium, he is the king of the west, although for some translation of the Lesser Key of Solomon, he is the king of the east. Just let me see. According to the grimoire called the Book of the Sacred Magic of Bremelin the Mage, the MacGregor's version, the Matter's version, so the version translated by Sir MacGregor Matters, Amaymon was one of the 8 sub-princes described as an Egyptian devil whom Bremelin restrained from working evil from the 3rd hour till noon and from the 9th till evening. Okay, so let's start off first with this general Wikipedia entry. It's very Goetic in terms of its description, okay? As in the sense that it takes away directly from what's written in the Goetia. And I'm going to tell you guys beforehand, for anybody watching this, okay? Amaymon told me this too, but this is something that I know already, okay? Things written in the Goetia only apply, at least for the most part, to the Goetia. Okay, in the context of the Goetia, so not in general. So again, all of the things written in the Goetia relating to Amaymon apply only within the context of the Goetia as a working. So only if you intend on working specifically in a traditional Goetic way, only then does it apply. Okay, let's continue. And now something from another website called Grimoire Encyclopedia, which is a bit more elaborated. Same thing more or less. Amaymon is one of the 4 demon kings associated with the cardinal directions, along with Aegeon, which is of the north, Oriens in the east, and Paimon in the west. Amaymon is generally associated with the direction south, although in Pseudo-Monarchia Daemonium, again, he's listed as king of the east. Amaymon reigned in the south, and all sprites in the south, or spirits, part of the world, to him are obedient. His power is to give true answer of all things, and he gives familiarity, dignity, riches, and by God's permission he had power to consecrate books, etc. He appeared in the figure of an old man having a long beard and long hair hanging over his eyes, crowned with a bright crown, and rideth upon a rampaging lion. And in his right hand he beareth a dart. Before him cometh dancers and all manners of minstrels. He bringeth with him spirits of innumerable, of whom 12 of the most noblest are these that follow. But of all spirits in the world, beware of him, for he is very perilous. Okay, and now let's continue. Spirits subservient to Amaymon are Asmodai, Boitheon, Emlon, let's see, Madikon, Okarbidaton, and Sire. A couple of those are Goetic. And let me see for the rest. Is there anything else that I have to mention? And yeah, this is a bunch of, I also have a list of grimoires in which he's mentioned. Like I just said, the Book of Abramelin, the Book of Oberon, the Book of the Office of Spirits, the Clavis Inferni, Discovery of Witchcraft, the Grimoire of Pope Honorius, the Key of Solomon, the Lesser Key of Solomon, the Magical Calendar, and last but not least, also mentioned before, Pseudo-Monarchia Daemonium. And yeah, that's pretty much it, okay? So now I'm going to specifically tell you guys what is fact, okay, based on my research. I can see, first off, I'm going to say that I can see the confusion between confusing Amaymon as the East, as being of the East as well as of the South. For people that don't know it, okay, elementary wise, okay, the East is, better said, wind is associated with the East or air. Water is associated with the West, Earth with the North, and fire is associated with the South. So yeah, I can see where people get the idea from. I can see where the mix-up can be. It's easy to get mixed up in terms of whether he's from the East or from the South, okay? It can be confusing, but not to me. I noticed that. Okay, so let's start off with factual things, and I'm going to explain to you guys who Amaymon is. Long story short, I don't need a lot of information, so I didn't ask Amaymon for this. Amaymon is simply, right, last but not least, I forgot to mention too, in an encyclopedia called the Dictionary of Angels, written by Gustav Davidson, it said that Amaymon is the chief angel of the air, the ruler of Saturday, and he is subject to the south wind. There you go. Okay, based on that description, I can see the confusion between East and South. And he has 3 angels under him, one is called Abumalid, the other one Asaidi, and the other one Belide, pronounced with a T at the end, so kind of like French, Belide, if you want to pronounce the T too. You know what, you guys don't have to worry. Before I continue, I'm going to write an article on this too. You guys can read the article if you'd like. I'm pretty much going to say the same, more or less, as I've explained in this video in the article, but again, you guys are welcome to read that if you want it on paper, and the link will be in the description below as usual. So yeah, in any case, Amaymon, I'm going to start right away. Amaymon has told me that he is a fallen angel, okay, a fallen angel of the air, and he does rule over the air, but he rules over infernal air, as he states it. So he is a fallen angel, just like practically any other fallen angel, okay, and he rules air from an infernal perspective. So generally speaking, infernal spirits fall under him, okay, infernal spirits belonging to the element air, or in their turn falling under the element air. When I spoke to, I didn't even summon him, okay, when I spoke to Amaymon approaches me the same way that most spirits do, because I had the information on him. Amaymon appeared as a kind of like an Enochian spirit almost. He has the posture of Lucifer, a tall, fortitude-like figure, a figure with a tall fortitude, someone that's long, let's just say kind of like maybe 1.80 meters or something. In any case, a tall guy, that's what he appears like, but completely transparent, so ethereal in nature, or almost waterish, with yellow eyes, generally speaking, and yellow wings. And again, that's normal, okay? He can morph himself into also looking like a generic angel, but he still prefers the initial and the original appearance, okay, his transparent appearance. But that's normal, given that he is air in nature. Again, that he's airy in nature, and to a lesser extent also waterish in nature, elementary speaking. So that's just what he appeared like, okay? So he didn't appear like any of the things that are written, but then again, that doesn't surprise me, because that is within the context of the grimoires themselves. This is in general, so the way things really are. For the rest, Amaymon is indeed Saturnian. He corresponds to 20 degrees in Aquarius, okay? And he has a strong Piscean influence too, despite the fact that he's officially that he officially falls under the air, to put it that way, or that he corresponds to Saturn and the element air. That and his specialties, I was just thinking about what that 20 degrees means again. Yeah, that 20 degrees stands for clairvoyancy, generally speaking. His specialties are general clairvoyance, okay, so anything occult wise, just basically magic. If you want to learn magic, if you want to obtain any kind of clairvoyant faculty, you name it, then yeah, Amaymon really shines in that department. And like I just said, Amaymon also has a strong Piscean influence. So again, that also attributes to his appearance, because both air and water as elements are two of the most flexible elements. Fire is more stable. Fire and earth are more stable elements, but the water and air are really fluid elements. And yeah, Amaymon is not, generally speaking, not deceivable. Amaymon is very gentle, he's very kind. I noticed that too when I talked to him, when I spoke to him. Amaymon is very kind, he's very flexible, he is not overbearing, or he doesn't come off as coercive in any way. No, he's very calm, down to his voice. He is a bit similar to Lucifer, but only a bit, okay, in terms, like I just explained, in terms of appearance briefly and so on. But for the rest, he's just a normal regular spirit, to put it that way. And he's good for everything aside from clairvoyance, okay. His specialties aside from clairvoyance, to a lesser extent, he's just an all-star. Amaymon can help you practically with anything, okay. But again, it all depends as usual on one's conditions as an operator, as well as the situation you find yourself in, and as well as the resources at his disposal and what he can work with or what he has to work with. And that's pretty much it, okay. So yeah, everything is true, but like I just said, he doesn't belong to the south, he belongs to the east indeed. But from an infernal perspective, he's a fallen angel and he rules over infernal air. Okay, despite the fact that he has 3 angels under him as mentioned or documented. Okay, these angels could also be infernal spirits. And I'm getting to hear from him now that they're not. But like I just said, this applies in general. There are exceptions. These angels aren't infernal angels, but yet they still fall under Amaymon. And yeah, that is pretty much it regarding Amaymon. That is the factual evidence on him, or that is fact. Those are facts about him. And again, the documented part wasn't far off. Okay, Amaymon corresponds to Saturday. Okay, so basically, what the things that I read in the beginning, everything that's been documented about Amaymon, isn't far off. Okay, specifically regarding a dictionary of angels. Okay, a dictionary of angels, that encyclopedia describes him the best. The only thing that it doesn't describe is that he is infernal. Okay, he is Saturnian, and he does fall under the east, and he does rule the east, but only from an infernal perspective. And I understand too, okay, after I did my research, why he is subject to the south wind, or why it's mentioned that he's subject to the south wind, despite the fact that the south deals with fire from an elemental perspective. But again, it's a reference to the fact that to Pisces. It's a reference to the water sign Pisces, despite the fact that Pisces falls under the west. West rules water, generally speaking, with the Archangel Gabriel on top. With the Archangel Gabriel at the helm. In any case, yeah, this description comes the closest to describing him. Okay, he is Saturnian. He does deal with the air. Okay, the only difference is that he's infernal, and that he in terms of specialty, that he isn't coercive or destructive or scary or anything. No, very gentle, very sympathetic, willingness to help. And like I just listed, the specialties of clairvoyance overall, really anything occult wise that you would like to know or like to master, and to a lesser extent practically anything that you'd like to deal with. Most Aquarian spirits are like that, spirits that correspond to the zodiac sign Aquarius, because Aquarius is a zodiac sign that deals with expectations and fulfillment of one's wishes. So he can tackle any matter as an Aquarian spirit. And I asked him briefly too yesterday because he looked Enochian. I told him that this is the way that Enochian spirits mostly appear, and whether he is Enochian, and he told me no. Okay, he is similar to Enochian. That also partially explains the appearance, but he's not Enochian. So that is it regarding Amaymon. There's nothing else that I have to say. Again, consult the article if you want everything on paper, and that is it. Bye.